Welcome to coronavirus cooking time with Juan and
Chef Zach.
and Derek.
Hello.
So today we are going to make focaccia bread. The recipe will be available to you via email shortly, okay? So this recipe is based off of, from the book, How to Bake Bread by Michael Calanti, which is an awesome book. This is the recipe that we use in our culinary arts class. And we are gonna use today flour. Obviously, you probably don't have the same giant bin of flour as we do, but we're professionals here. Sugar, kosher salt, olive oil, instant yeast, and water.
And water.
Okay, so to start, Junior sous chef Juan here, hello, is going to mix together for us the water. Grab the whisk. The whisk is, yep, right there. Oh, nope, the black one. Okay, and our yeast, go ahead and start whisking. And then in the recipe, the flour is split into two amounts, flour 1 and flour 2. So this is flour 1. We're making what's called a sponge, and that's gonna get the yeast all activated. This takes about 5 minutes, and we'll be back to show you what it looks like. Welcome back. It's been about 5 minutes, and our sponge is starting to get all bubbly. The yeast is coming alive and letting out carbon dioxide. So we've transferred the mixing bowl to the stand mixer. Ideally, we'd use a hook attachment, but ours is currently missing in the black hole of our home, so we're using the paddle attachment. Juan, say paddle attachment.
Paddle attachment.
So to our stand mixer, fixed with the paddle attachment, we are gonna add flour amount number 2, olive oil, and kosher salt. Now back here, we also have another bowl of olive oil, but we're not gonna use that until we form the focaccia on the sheet tray, which we'll show you momentarily. So, flour goes in. Sorry, it gets a little noisy sometimes in the kitchen. Okay, olive oil goes in. And kosher salt goes in. Okay, Juan, can you crank up the side? There, crank that handle up there. Flip it, come on, Mr. Muscles. Rawr.
I thought it was the other.
Almost there? There you go. Okay, so we're gonna do this in 2 steps. We are gonna go on level 3, which is, or 4, depending on how your mixer works, for 3 minutes. And then we're gonna go a little higher on level 6 for another 3 minutes. So you always wanna start real low so you don't end up wearing the flour. So I'm starting just at stir on what our mixer does. And then I'm gonna work up. I'm gonna set a timer for 3 minutes, and then we will adjust. If you don't have a stand mixer at home, you can certainly do this by hand. It just takes you a little bit longer, and we'll work out those 4 hours. So we're busy mixing. We still got about another minute and a half on low. It smells delicious. Juan is trying to stick his face into it, which is totally fine. Derek, not so much, but we're doing good. Okay, so 3 minutes has elapsed, and this is what our dough looks like. Now we're gonna kick it up to a medium speed, which on our mixer is number 6. We're gonna go for another 3 minutes to really beat the heck out of our dough and make it nice and fluffy. Okay, so it's been another 3 minutes mixing on high, and Juan was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But it came together in a very nice, soft, fluffy dough. See, touch it. Oh yeah, stick your finger there. Isn't that nice and fluffy?
Yeah.
Okay, so our next step is it needs to proof to double in size. So it's gonna sit on the counter covered with a towel for about 45 minutes. So we'll see you in a little bit. So we are done proofing. We're a good 45 minutes in. Are you ready? Ooh, look at that. More than doubled in size. Nice and fluffy. While we were waiting, we had a little bit of Hollywood costume change. So there's Juan in his Talk About Awesome pajamas, and Batman has joined us. So next, we're gonna take this dough, put it onto that sheet tray. So Juan, dump that oil on there. This is the extra bit of olive oil that we had. And he's gonna spread it around with your hands. Have fun. Okay, both hands, get in there. Don't be shy. Okay, and he's gonna make sure he gets the sides and the edges and the corners. Make it nice and greasy. Okay? And then Derek is gonna step in and do the dimpling, straight dimpling for you. I mean, Batman is gonna demonstrate dimpling.
Okay.
Come on, Bruce Wayne, show us the way. So he's using his fingers to poke it. Focaccia bread should have little dimples in it. And as we dimple, we're gonna work on stretching it out the full size of the sheet tray. As it extends, we will flip it halfway through to make sure both sides get nice and greasy. And then we will transfer it to our preheating 350-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes until it's golden brown and beautiful. All right, so dimpling is almost being done. It's very intense. See how it's nice and textured looking? I forgot to mention we do need to do a short bench proof as this rises up. We want the dough to be the height of the pan before we put it in the oven. You can flavor focaccia bread any way you want. You can eat it plain, you can make it into a pizza, you can make it into a really nice sandwich. What I did was I sprinkled it with a little bit of garlic salt and some granulated garlic and a little dry basil while it's bench proofing. See, we're almost up to the edge. Don't want to get impatient because we want to have nice fluffy dough. This will take a couple more minutes and then into the oven at 350 degrees. Quick peek into the oven to see how we're doing at the halfway mark. Oh man, that looks good. And there she is after 15 minutes in the oven. Beautiful golden brown, fluffy deliciousness. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry we can't invite you over for some, but you know, we're doing our best to socially distance and flatten that curve. Big shout out to Marianne Neal for encouraging these shenanigans, to my wonderful wife Megan for tolerating my shenanigans, and my crazy parents and their friend Anne for suggesting this earlier in the week as well. Stay healthy, my friends. See you soon.